So one of the videos that you made that I loved the content that you created, and I loved the subject matter, was the idea of body count. Because obviously, I do Access Vegas here in Las Vegas. We put 6 girls on, me and Rollo. And this is a very common topic because it comes, the ultimate answer is it comes down to a double standard where women, and by the way, it's not just us, there's a study done by Dr. David Buss, who wrote that book behind me, 37 culture study done in 1989 where they discuss body counts in men and women. And of all these 37 cultures, do men care more about a woman's body count? Do women care more about a man's body count? And the thing that they found, and I'm sure this will be no surprise to you, is that women not only did not care if a man was a virgin, she thought it was very strange if a man was a virgin into his mid-20s and early 30s where he hadn't had sex with anyone. And men, while they cared about virginity, and in certain societies like in China, they cared very much about a woman's virginity, they cared less over time. Like, meaning when they try to replicate this study, this wasn't like a big deal. However, a woman's body count being lower was much more important to men, and for women, a man's body count just didn't mean anything at all. And I thought it was interesting when you interviewed all those girls at the gym, and they were essentially saying what I just said.
Yeah, no, it was a couple of weeks, maybe a month ago or so, but yeah, I didn't really get surprised by any of their answers, right? They kind of all gave the same, like, well, I hope he's had a little bit of experience because otherwise it's going to be kind of awkward. And then if I asked them what they thought the ideal body count for women was, they'd kind of give like a knee jerk, like, well, I guess it's the same as for men, but everything you just said is spot on. I think about those studies sound right. And obviously, like, as time's gone on and I guess people have gotten more sexually liberated or whatnot, it makes sense. Men still care about the body count more than women, but yeah, I don't think there's a general expectation, at least in the Western world, for women to be a virgin.
You know what's funny is that I don't think they're more liberated. I think we talk about it more, but people are actually having less sex now. And there's a couple of studies. There's these GSS surveys, and I'm really interested to hear what you think about this. So from 2008 to 2018, they show this survey about the number of sexual partners that men have in a given year, and this is between the ages of 18 and 30. And what you see is that it's kind of a low number of having 0 sexual partners, so about 12%, 16%, somewhere in that area. Then when the when Facebook comes out on the iPhone, it skyrockets up. The number of men that with 0 sexual partners. When we get to 2018, so in a course of 10 years, we have 28% of men having 0 sexual partners. So it's 2023 now. I'm guessing that number's around 33%. About a third of men have 0 sexual partners. And then when we go on dating apps, we see that 80% of men are deemed to be unattractive, and the top 10% of men on dating apps are getting 63% of the right swipes. The top 20% of men on dating apps are getting 83% of the right swipes. So what we're seeing
is that's why I love you. You have all these stats. You have all these stats like memorized in the back. Whenever I watch your video, I'm like, I know the stats are coming, man. They're coming.
Yeah, for sure. But that's one of the things that's so amazing, because the thing is, I used to have these arguments about hypergamy, but I stopped having arguments and I just kept throwing stats at them. And I'm like, there is no stat that shows that men are normally distributing as far as like sexual access. There's a small group of men having a ton of sex and a large group of men that is growing. Here's the other thing that's really interesting. The number of sexual partners that women is having is staying the same. Like, do you understand?
I made a video on this. Actually, yeah. I noticed the same thing. Yeah. It's crazy.
I mean,
it's not. I guess it's not crazy. It makes sense. Like you said, the iPhone came out, Facebook came out, dating apps came out. Women now have access to men all over the world who are interested in them.
Correct.
And then the average dude just feels lonelier and lonelier.
So, but it's a conflation of two different things. One, the inability to go up and talk to women normally and have a normal conversation. But two, the fact that what's happened is, if you have outstanding social media and you have outstanding YouTube content, your content could be less outstanding and you'd still be in the top 20%. For most men, they'll put average content out there, but their average content is the same as, it's almost like, a rotting banana peel. Has it been there for 1 day or 6 days? It doesn't matter. I'm not going to fucking eat it. It's gross. That's essentially what women see when they look at men's content. For women will have a 6 out of 10 content, but you'll see that they're young. They have signs of youth, facial symmetry, and a hip to waist ratio. And celebrities will creep in women's DMs that have 1,000 fucking followers, and the girl will go on a date with a man sleeping with a celebrity. So average social media for a woman will get them a celebrity. Average social media for men will get them nothing. And then that's why I said, like, this bifurcation, whether you have this top 20% of men that have all this access and this huge 80% of men that have next to none. And when I look empirically, I see exactly that same thing. right? It's crazy when you see this. And then I get pushback from these men like, I don't want to be on social media. And I was like, I think that was a luxury you could have had 10 years ago. I don't think it's a luxury you can have now.